Here are the 3 skill sets that help me get to 7 figures a year. These 3 skill sets I put in a lot of time into, I've learned a lot, and I've learned how to get better at setting goals around those skills. And so in this video, I'm going to break down all 3 skill sets in the right order. That way you can apply these things to your business and start scaling. But first thing I want to say prior to diving in is, guys, you need to have a vision big enough for your team, for your clients, for your team members, for yourself prior to setting these massive goals, right? And so let me break this down. I just hopped off an inner circle call with all my clients, and we were talking about something. And a lot of people, they get stuck working day after day after day. And the problem is this: you don't know what you're working towards. You don't have a big enough vision, a vision that makes you uncomfortable. And if you're not working towards that every single day, then you're kind of like, what's the point? There's no urgency. There's a lack of motivation. Your team can feel that. And so your vision needs to be so big that it makes you uncomfortable and that your team's goals and visions can fit inside of your vision. I have a sales team. I have setters team. I have marketing team. All of their goals fit inside of my vision because I keep painting a picture of what I'm trying to build. And they're like, wow, we want to be around this guy. And so make sure that you're doing that to yourself as well, and along with just yourself, to your team. And one thing I want to say before I get into those 3 things is the difference between goals and vision is goals we set, and if we hit them, great. If we don't, we beat ourselves up. And here's the thing, goals keep changing. As soon as you set a goal, say I want to do 150K a month. I hit 150K a month, bam, you increase that goal to 250. They're never ending. Versus a vision, I have this massive vision of the impact I want to create, what I want to accomplish in my lifetime, what I want to do, and I think about this stuff, and I live in it, and I feel it every single day, right? I actually reflect on the vision that I've given myself. I reflect on the vision that I've given my life. And so let's get into skill set number 1. The first skill set is marketing. If you can get better at marketing and getting people to come to you, and you can get better at outreach, marketing, all these little things that bring attention to your offer, you will get anywhere from 0 to 50K a month. Let's just say that. 0 to 50K a month is marketing. If you specialize in marketing, if you get really, really good at cold outbound, ads, content, all this, right? This will help you get to 50K a month, and that's the one skill you need to get to $50,000 a month, right? If you get better at marketing and you perfect the way you market, and you understand your brand identity, and you understand what you are, who you are, how your company performs and acts, and who you are as a company. Like straight up, be unique, right? Stop trying to fit in with everyone else. How do you market yourself to differentiate yourself from everyone else, right? And so marketing is one of the biggest skill sets you can learn. And as you start developing this skill, right, you start bringing more people into your business. And the reason it's the first skill you need to learn, because if you get good at marketing, then it's inevitable that you get good at sales, right? It's inevitable, right? Even though your close rate might suck, you might be at 15, 20% close rate, it's inevitable that you don't collect deals once in a while, right? And close cash and collect clients and all that. And so first skill I want you to focus on is your marketing skill. What are you guys doing for marketing? Are you posting a ton of content? Are you sending cold DMs? Is there a clear vision? Are you running ads? Are you tracking your KPIs for the marketing? A clear vision for marketing, and write down what can you do to get better at it? What can you do to get better at marketing? Cool. That's the first skill set. That will get you to 40, 50K a month. Easy. I see people all the time get into 50K a month. The thing that will get you to 6 figures a month is this: sales. If you can get good at marketing, bringing people into your offer, sales is what's going to get you to increase your conversion rate, increase your close rate, increase all of this. That way you can throw more money into marketing and keep the cycle going and hit 7 figures, right? But the thing that's going to help you get from $50,000 a month to $100,000 a month is sales. And here's the thing. A lot of people think they're good at sales, but you have to know all of your numbers. How many calls are you taking? How many people are no-showing? How many people are you rebooking in? How many sales calls have you actually taken? How many offers made? How many calls closed or clients closed, right? What's your cost, CAC, right? What's your CAC, right? What's your customer acquisition costs? Do you know all these things? Do you know all these numbers? Because you can't perfect sales without knowing the actual logistics of what brought you those sales. What part of marketing brought you these sales and these sales opportunities? And what are your sales numbers, right? So that's the second skill. And when I say skill, right, it means getting better at sales, getting better at mock calls, reviewing your call recordings. Record some of your guys' calls and review them. Where'd you drop the ball? Did you not frame it well? Every single one of you needs to start your call off like this. Word for word, what I used to say. I have a closer now, but what I used to say is, hey man, well, first 2 minutes is great to connect, a little small talk, right? And then right after that, I frame the call. You have to frame the call, and then it's discovery, and then it's the pitch, right? And then it's handling objections, and then it's collecting cash. There's a framework for it. So are you getting better at sales? And so what I say every time to frame the call is, man, it's so good to connect. Here's how this call is going to go. So I frame the call. They're not asking me the questions. I'm interviewing them. My goal is to hear about your offer, what you do, who you help, how much you charge. And my goal is to hear where you're trying to get to. I want to hear, what is your vision? What are you trying to accomplish? And if I think I could help you get to that goal faster, and if I think you're a good fit, I'll make you an offer at the end of the call. Does that sound fair? They always say yes. I've never had someone say no to does that sound fair, right? And so make sure you start every sales call like that. And so sales is a second skill you want to master. I'm not saying just get good at. I'm saying master. Knowing your numbers, framing calls the right way, closing people the right way, having a good close percentage, right? So second skill is mastering. And the third skill that gets you to from 7 figures to 8 figures to 9 figures is this one thing that I'm now getting really, really good at, but it's been like something I wish I took more seriously. It's leadership. Because as you start to buy back your time, you start putting the right people in place. But if you don't put the right people in place and you don't lead them the right way, you will never scale. And so the third skill to master is leadership. And this is where you're at like 50 to 70 to 80 to $100,000 a month, and you want to scale to like crazy numbers, right? Leadership is what's going to get you there. Having team meetings on a weekly basis, group team meetings with individual team members, having calls with these people and reviewing their numbers, reviewing their KPIs, reviewing their sales numbers, I review all of my team's numbers on a daily basis. How much content did we edit? How many DMs sent? How many followers did we get from these ads? How many calls were taken this day? How many closes did we have? How many people did not show up to the call? I receive all this data at the end of the day, and then I go and make logical decisions on how to grow the business, right? And so the goal is to put the right people in place and then have them feed you the data. You hold them accountable. You show them your vision. Something I started off in the video. You show them your vision. You have to show them your vision. You have to show them what you're trying to build and that their vision fits inside of yours. That their 5-year goal of income, of lifestyle fits in yours, right? And so you have to lead. You have to track numbers. You have to keep people accountable. You have to paint the picture. And then you have to know who to put in the right place and when to put them into the right place. All of that is a part of leadership, and not over-hiring as well, but putting the right people in place at the right time is so crucial, right? And so I wanted to make this video about the 3 main skill sets and the 3 time frames. And then once you start mastering these 3 skill sets, I promise you this game gets easier and easier and easier, right? Something I just told my clients on a call was, making your first 100,000 is brutal. Making your first million is so much easier. Like straight up, it's the weirdest thing because you start understanding leverage. And what happens when you understand leverage? You put the right people in place that buy back your time. That means you work less hours on the tedious stuff. That means you lead people the right way. And so what happens there is you have an infinite future. Like you have infinite potential because now you just know I could do anything I set my mind to. You're like, oh, cool. I want to go from a couple mil to 10 million a year. Who will I need in place? I will need not 3 sales reps. I will need 6 sales reps. I will need 5 client success people. I will need 2 setters. I will need this. It gets easier as you learn leadership. You plug the right people in the right place, and you make so much more money because you buy back your time. And now you're able to leverage other people, and as long as you lead them the right way, the amount of money you can make is infinite, right? It's crazy, guys. We have the same amount of hours in the same day as Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and all these other people, right? Same amount of hours. They just have way more people under them. They understand the skill of leadership, marketing, sales, and then they put the right people in the place. Because if once you start delegating, right? Once you start delegating that role, you start making way more money because you have one specific person focused on one specific task, right? As you're scaling up your business, you're focused on everything. You're wearing multiple hats. And then I take one hat and give it to one person, and he perfects that hat. And then another hat I take off my back, sales, marketing, delegation, content, whatever, and I give it to these people, and they perfect that role. That just means you get better results, a better outcome, and it's freaking fascinating how it happens. And you start taking stuff off your back. And so these are the 3 skill sets. Hope this video gave you some perspective, and let's keep crushing it, guys. Big things coming.